right, that time we've all been excited and waiting for. The resolution to appoint all the new positions on the board. And just like it was done last year, it's one resolution with all positions listed for names to be written in. I will read the whole top part, and then one at a time we'll do the vote for each of the positions, and then we'll sign it at the bottom. Everything will be written into this document. A resolution, okay, resolution 25901, a resolution of the Board of Directors of the Lebanon Aquatic District to appoint a board chair, vice chair, board treasurer, board secretary, and board clerk. Whereas the Board of Directors of the Lebanon Aquatic District is mandated by ORS 266372, that's 2 in a parenthesis, to appoint from among its members a board chair and board secretary who can but who is not required to be a board member. And whereas, as prescribed by the Principal Act of the Lebanon Aquatic District, it will also elect from among its members a vice chair, treasurer, secretary, and clerk for the district. And now, therefore, the board, acting as the governing body of the district, hereby resolves as follows. All right, so the first vote that we have is going to be for a chair. And in the historical fashion of this board, it is normally the vice chair who moves up to the chair position. So I am actually going to nominate Darla and make a motion that we approve her for the board chair.
Second.
Okay, all in favor? Aye.
Abstain.
Okay. Okay. All right, and for the vice chair, do we have a motion?
By any chance, Elaine, would you be willing to accept one?
Well, I really appreciate that because, first of all, because I'm new to the board, and also because of my other commitments at this point, I would respectfully ask that maybe at another time I would be asked. But thank you, appreciate it.
In that case, I guess, no, I don't want to do it. I will nominate him to be the vice chair.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Okay.
Can you do that if you have been the president?
Yes.
Yeah.
All in
Why
favor?
would you not do Julie?
Aye.
Why would you not do Julie? Why would you not do Julie? You never even offered it to Julie.
No, I did offer other positions. She wasn't interested in those.
Well, why didn't you offer her? I mean, to me, it's like, that's a simple
Okay,
question.
wait. This is not a negotiation with the community. This is our board making our votes, and however we vote is how we vote. You don't get to participate in this process.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I
All opposed?
abstained.
Okay. Board secretary. I will nominate Jeremy.
I'll second that.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Abstain.
Did you get a second?
Yeah, Darla said.
Oh,
Okay.
And we have a secretary treasurer. Are you going to do treasurer secretary?
I will, but I'm still going to
Which
nominate
one did you do?
Jeremy. I did secretary because he's been running it together, and it's a newer thing, and he's just getting it figured out to document. So, in that same vein, I will nominate Jeremy to be the secretary.
I'll second that.
Thank you. And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Nay.
All right, and the last one is the board clerk.
I'm sorry, hang on, I'm trying to catch up
Oh,
here.
sorry.
Last one was treasurer.
Treasurer, 4 yeses, 1 no.
I abstained.
Oh, did you? Okay. Then I'll fix my notes.
so what was that?
So the last one we need to do is board clerk.
I'd like to nominate Kim. She's been filling in this role to finish off the fill-in period.
Is there a second? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Um,
The board's clerk.
Abstain.
And then I'll close it on
Okay. Okay. All right, and so, all right. And then there's one more that we have to do before I hand over to Darla.
that. I'm sorry, did you, that last one, were you asking me?
Yes, I was.
Jim, will do
And I appreciate you offering me the hardest job on the board with the most work to keep me from wanting one of those positions. Let's just make that clear.
You need to sign that.
I need to sign it?
Yep, on the bottom.
Who's the secretary?
Yeah, he sent me a long laundry list of all the things I'd be responsible for.
Okay, and then, all right, so that one's done. And then, so we have a second resolution, 2592. It's a resolution of the Board of Directors of the Lebanon Aquatic District naming a registered office and registered agent. Whereas the Board of Directors of the Lebanon Aquatic District is a municipal corporation required by law to name a registered office and registered agent and file the name of the same with the Secretary of State. And whereas a registered agent may be the Secretary, Financial Officer, or Chairperson of the Board. And whereas Darla is the Chairperson of the Board, we will have it resolved that Darla will be the registered agent of the Lebanon Aquatic District until the term as board chair expires or otherwise terminated, and the registered office of the Lebanon Aquatic District shall be 1800 South Lebanon, Oregon, 97355. All right, so I'm going to make a motion that we normally do, the chair, that we nominate, that we put Darla in as the registered agent.
Second.
Thank you. And all in favor? Aye.
Vote no.
Jeremy? Okay. All right. So with that, I will pass this over to you.
Okay, thank you, everyone. So for new business, 40.1, I would like to make a motion that we vote for Jill to be promoted to the director, aquatic director of the,
Do you have the job description?
I do, and we're going to review that next.
Oh, okay.
So I'm sorry, so not a vote at this point, to open a motion to
Oh, I see.
discuss the job description. Sorry.
Nope, my confusion.
It's a little awkward for, and for,
So is the motion to discuss the job description?
yes,
So we have to, I second.
discuss and approve the job description, sorry.
So you have to give a vote. You need to give a vote on that.
Yes.
I will make the motion to open this discussion.
Thank you.
Second, are you keeping up, Jerry?
Fine.
Okay, so
You second that?
no, I made the motion to open the discussion of the job description.
And I seconded it.
Okay.
We just need to vote.
I think so.
Somehow.
That's all right, I'll read it to you.
I-
Oh, you don't have to read it. Give me this one.
Oh, that's why you passed.
Did I give too many?
Is it okay? No, it's okay.
All right. All right.
Sorry, printing error. Okay, position and
Point of
duty.
order, you need to vote. There was a motion and a second to discuss it, but it was not.
Thank you. I thought we voted.
I did too. All in favor?
All in favor?
So we're voting.
Open discussion.
Open the discussion. Aye.
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 Okay, I'm sorry, a little awkward. Okay, so the discussion of the job position, position and duties of the director of the Lebanon Aquatic District. Serving the board, community, and employees of the Lebanon Aquatic District with which has been providing water safety instruction, youth sports, lap swimming, and wellness activities since our formation in November of 2000, coming up on our 25th anniversary. Coordinating and communicating on a regular basis with the board of directors, including providing recommendations and implementing direction. Managing our staff, facility, program, services, and operations, as well as community and supplier relationships, which are key to our success. Ensuring water safety standards and facility maintenance complies with all requirements. We have a confidentiality and non-disclosure relationship as needed, and any conflicts of interest, perceived or actual, shall be disclosed to the LAD Board of Directors for consideration. I kept it high level, as a director position normally would be, but this is to oversee, as it states, all employees, including hiring, firing, termination, discipline. It includes that entire layer, as well as all operations, and working with the board. Anybody have any questions? Or see anything we should add? Or... Okay.
Oh, I do, but is there a term? Is there a term?
I had a term in here, and actually our legal advisor advised against that. So that the position description is not where the term should be applied, in her opinion. So we have a year to year.
Okay, that was other things. So I think that should be somewhere stated that it is a year, you know, that I would say on a yearly basis.
And so, you know, this is our version of it, then it will go to legal, and all of that will be added, and we'll review it again.
Okay.
So I'd like to make a motion to accept this job description for a permanent director for Lebanon Aquatic District.
So moved. So moved. Thank you.
And anyone, so all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Stay.
Okay, so the motion passes. So I'd like to do a motion to promote Jill Smith, who has kindly taken this position in the interim role for the last 4, almost 5 months. Thank you again. Kept us running and operating efficiently. I'd like to vote, I guess, pass the motion.
You just want a motion, right?
Yeah.
So, I will make a motion that we approve promoting Jill to the parks director position.
Second. And then we
All in
vote,
favor?
all in favor?
Yep.
Aye.
Aye.
Name.
You already seconded?
I said aye and yes. Yes,
Okay, so that passes, thank you. And Jeff, it's up to you, we're going to talk compensation here. Welcome to stay or no? Okay.
Someone will just let you know when we come.
Is this section also reported on the? Yes, it
Yes.
is. Still probably.
Still a public meeting, yes.
With the,
Aye.
you're going to,
Yes. I was so worried about having the reverse printing. Okay, so this is compensation discussion. What you got at?
yes.
For the director of the Lebanon Aquatic District, effective as of this evening, annual salary will be $78.2K annually. All benefits available to an exempt employee will be available in this position, which includes 15 days of vacation with an accrual rate of 10 days, 10 days of sick leave, accruing another 10 days, 8 holidays, on-call reimbursement of $50 a month for cell phone usage, and all medical and dental insurance costs will be covered for the director.
What does that mean, reimbursement of $50 a month?
She gets $50 towards her cell phone bill.
So she's using her.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
Or if she chooses not to, then we would restate this and
Okay,
provide it.
I just didn't know that.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's all I mean.
Okay.
And that was a pre-existing condition. She actually has that now in her current job. I'm sorry, Julie.
What was the compensation of Ms. Engler was making?
85. So it's recognition of Jill's long years with the pool, yet not in a director's role. And it gives us some headroom to bring her up to a higher level in future years. And that was one of the difficulties before, is we were pretty much capped out.
She certainly doesn't have the experience, though, that Laura Lee had.
Not in the director role, but when Laura Lee started, they are very equivalent. In fact, they have almost the same path, growth path, having both come up through lessons, swim club, water instruction.
Too bad our same director isn't still here.
So I'd like to call for a motion. A motion to,
I'll make the, well, is there?
unless anyone else has any questions, apologize or
No.
comments. Okay.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we accept the compensation that you put together for this position and offer it to Jill today.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'm voting against it.
Okay. All right. Motion passes.
Yes, thank you all. Yeah,
Yeah.
Or think about it.
right.
Yeah, she could ask for time to think about it, or she could
Okay.
negotiate. Hey, Jill.
Thank you for coming back.
Do you have my car keys?
So Jill, you have the job description, and this is the compensation that we would like to offer you, and the terms. And you are welcome to review it separately, or review it here and accept. That's okay.
No, I accept it, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much for everything you've done over the years and this last period. Okay, and then 30.2, we will move, I'm sorry,
That's me.
40.2. We will move on to resolution for donated funds.
Right, which we're actually going to table because the reasons was on here was because $3,200 came in donations this month, and we wanted to do the resolution correctly to put it into the proper fund. However, the state has changed their ORS numbers, so I wanted to make sure that we got them corrected, or correct. So that is going to be moved. We're tabling this for next month. And then if there's any additional funds, we will add it to that.
And the funds are a process.
Yes.
Jill lets us know that the donation has been received, we decide where to put it.
Yep.
But we have a reserve fund that you can put it in when we're in the table.
Right. Yep.
So it's going to, maybe go into different places, how does that work?
It could. It could. Right now, we have a PEP fund, pool expansion plan fund, which is our pool repairs. And all donations at this point are going in, but as you proved, with raising money for swim lessons, we need to really have a conversation and decide what do we do with that, because our holding would go into the repairs normally.
Was that information given out about that donation?
I don't think we've received
I mean, maybe I.
You mean other
But we will.
donations?
the $1,000 donation.
Swim
I think there was
lessons.
1,200
Oh, swim
total, yeah.
No.
So we'll discuss that next month. We'll table it and wrap that up.
I thought it was good, 200.
That's a separate, yeah, not.
There's a pledge, but not. an
Yes,
actual
that's a
donation.
better way to
It's
put it. There was a pledge.
Yes.
Okay. And 40.3 is a discussion for legal risk management
one of the things that I would like to do, and something we need to do, is to get the policies reviewed and updated. An example is that the employee manual is missing the entire vacation section. So these are things that can affect current employees, so we need to go through and get things updated, which requires me to send the updated suggestions, if you will, to the lawyer so she can put it into a version that can be presented to the board. So I would like to have permission from the board
To continue looking
Correct.
through and
Yeah.
finding and fixing things. And I believe the reason that happened in the past, the employee manual was probably mostly to do with the hourly employees.
right,
But now that we refer to it for all employees, it does need to be updated.
yes.
So I'll make a motion that Kim continue with the legal risk management contact. All agree? Aye.
Abstain.
And 40.4, Jill is going to lead us through a conversation on our commitment to the swim club and a new head coach introduction. And I just want to add to this. I started this conversation with Jill, and you already had a ton of ideas, because we had a comment from a parent that they were not sure if it was going to continue, and that the lady was not to leave. So we just want to make sure the public understands we are fully committed to the swim club and looking to grow it and turn it into an even better thing. So Jill?
So I'd like you to meet Amber. This is Amber. Say your last name.
Ikiwa.
Ikiwa. And she's our head swim coach. And then we have an assistant coach, Alana Altwald is her last name. And she is a 4th grade teacher. This year she has her own classroom, so she's quite busy. So she is still coaching a couple days a week. And Amber you want to talk about tryouts? Or
We had 2 days of tryouts. Total, it was 23 new kids that tried out, which was great.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun, but we're slowly getting there.
Good, yeah. So we are back on track. We are learning. We're doing all the registration, the certifications need to be renewed in September every year. So we're taking care of all of that, and Amber's got it going strong. So
I
it's exciting.
have a question. Does tryout mean that not everyone gets into the swim club, or is it just that you want to make sure they can swim before you let them into the swim club?
I mean, everyone that tried out knew how to swim, so yes, they all made it. The requirements are 25 backstroke, 25 free. If they weren't able to do that, then it would probably mean they wouldn't make it.
I see.
So,
they could work on getting better.
and I would tell them, like, these are the things that you need to work on, come back and see me, you know, and then we'll go from there.
How long do they have to wait? Is that yearly, or is it, could it be 6 months? I mean,
Wait for,
so you
The
got,
next tryouts.
I know, they try out.
are they
Yeah.
rolling, or are they, is it just one time? Okay, it's
Yeah.
rolling.
And one thing we have talked about, and I chatted with Amber about a little bit, is encouraging our adult swim club also.
yeah.
Trying to grow the master's side of it. And Elaine, you had mentioned some of the medical students are interested in swimming competitively as adults. So I think we've got a good shot here.
Yeah.
It's kind of the sweet spot, it's a good time of year, we're looking for indoor sports.
Yep.
We just want to grow that youth sports, which has been stronger in the past, and Jill explained it was probably mostly COVID that's kind of shut down the larger club.
Yeah.
Yeah, how does that work for pay? I mean, what did persons pay children for swim clubs, you know?
Well, everybody's required to register with USA Swimming, and that's between them and USA Swimming. It's $92, I believe, a year. And then we have monthly dues, start at $45 a month. And
Different for each group.
yeah, they go up like $5-10 each group. It depends. The more advanced groups swim more often, And then they need to buy a pass to the pool, a youth pass.
Okay.
So it's good for everybody, I think. And it grows our next generation of lifeguards, which is important.
Well, there is scholarships. I mean, it might not sound like a lot, but to me,
Yeah.
the way that my family grew up, that would have been a lot.
It's something I want to talk to you about, just like fundraising for swim lessons, we'll fundraise.
Because when I
for
think all this
that.
stuff, that's,
It's significant.
yeah, that.
It's still, I
really been able to do that.
did a cost comparison to see where we stood for youth sports, and we were the least expensive of the options.
Yeah, and I think about that.
But it's still not inexpensive.
Just looking pure dollars for me, that, you know.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And did we give a discount if they have multiple children?
Well, there's a family cap, so if they have like 3 swimmers on silver and they're paying $65 a month times 3 kids, if it's more than, the cap is $175, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. But there's also, USA Swim offers an outreach price of $5 for the part that they do with USA Swimming. And then we still have our reduced admission application for the pass that we offer to everybody.
Yeah, I think that's something that we need to look at.
I believe there are scholarships. I've seen a few of them, I just don't know.
Oh.
I was looking into that too.
Yeah, we found that one, every
Yes.
kid plays.
Yeah.
There's a fundraiser out of Bend that I want to talk to you about, but we can
Julie,
encourage
what
the
was that
parents
one
to submit.
that you sent over?
I think you sent it to me, but it was a day late. I mean, we only had one day to,
Yeah,
I
we
know
didn't
for it,
find out
so-
about it till
it might be that
after.
same one. Because it wasn't Easter weekend.
Oh, yeah, I think that was
Yeah.
that one.
That was what we did.
Yeah, the Bend pool has a lot of kids swimming in there. They have a big swim club and they use that pass very regularly. It's a nice program. Thank you very much, and Amber, thank you for stepping up. Yeah, great. Okay, and 40.5, Julie, I think you wanted to talk about.
I think we need to contact them immediately because I think we're kind of at the tail end of when we would get some funds, but they have to be matched. And we do not want to miss up our ability to get money from Ford Family. And I talked to Will about it just a little bit, and he said they're very fussy. And it would be, it's not too late to make it right, but that if we don't make some kind of connection with them and let them know what's going on here, we might not get another opportunity.
Julie, I've been in contact with them, and they assure me that we're right on track. Our final report date is February 28, 2027, not 26. That's been updated. Our portal's been updated with the current board members, and
Is that what it says on the?
this says 26, but the portal says 27, and
Okay.
I emailed the man who.
Because I only knew what.
I emailed the president. Yeah, this is what I found. And so I called them and talked to him, and then he also sent me a confirmation email that we're right on track, we're doing just fine, and thank
So we
us
haven't-
for contacting them. And
Year and a half to make those matching funds then?
We already received our funds.
we received our funds from Ford Foundation,
Okay, but then
Already.
we have to match to get those?
and
We already have the match.
and we have the match. Yeah, so we're good, and it's in the pool extension.
We never, I've never heard about it at the meeting, so I didn't know.
I don't think it's been.
Yeah,
on the
no, I
agenda
didn't, I
since
was
May.
glad you brought it up because I hadn't been educated at all on this. I didn't know anything about it. And other than I saw the deposit was done in April. But, so that's why I contacted them to make sure that everything was cool.
So we have 50,000 then toward the,
Yeah,
Yeah.
our 25 and theirs, so yeah. And we actually had to have more than that. We had to have almost our half of what,
I hope next month we're gonna talk about these donations and,
Yeah.
these financials.
yes. Oh, we sold the financials today.
Yeah.
The current, but yeah, definitely donations, but we want to make sure we're getting them posted correctly into the fund because I believe they have to be, correct me if I'm wrong, I think they have to be appropriately put into the funds in order to be tax deductible. So we want to make sure we follow all the rules so people
Yeah,
can get
they're
their tax
taxing.
deductions.
Was a big deal for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We already He has one.
Okay, good.
So. All right.
And then operations report, Jill?
Me?
Yes.
Oh, that is it.
See, we
Jim, and I was looking for Jim. Jim who? He's not here. Well, the closure went really well. We got a lot done. Amber is just a superhero. She cleaned and painted that building. It looks brand new. The medical school staff came and they painted the front of the building on the outside. So it looks really nice and clean. And they're also going to come back and paint the side for us.
Actually, that's gonna be the PG students.
Is in the students that
Yeah,
do
the
that?
PG students,
Okay.
as soon as it's clear.
Did you guys vote? Did you get?
Yeah, I talked.
Oh, did you? Okay, good.
There's some things have to be clear, but then, I was gonna talk about that later, but we have, PG students that are ready to go.
Great.
As soon as-
So it was really nice. They were very efficient. They just like whoop, 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 had it all done in a couple hours and came inside and started painting the auditorium, and the shower floors have been repainted, thanks to Amber. They look beautiful. The sand in the small pool, the sand in the big, there's a big huge sand filter, that was all changed out. And then for the main pool, we had a company called Strong Refuse that we've been using for a lot of years. They came in and they removed the pump motor, then rebuilt the concrete slab. It had to have steel around it, and then put the pump motor back in, and then they repaired the main pool UV unit. And so that's all working great. And
They know the vibration
yeah.
in this time.
I mean, I'm sure I'm forgetting some things. I mean, we painted so much. It looks really good. And we're ongoing. I mean, we're still working on everything constantly. Just trying to keep everything, I mean, it's, you have to keep it. You can't just paint once a year and then hope, nobody's gonna ding it up so we're trying to be more conscious of doing that. So that's the closure. Couple of things I have been looking at how we can offer insurance to the staff and what are those options. I've talked to the school district a little bit and our insurance agent, and I'll let you know when I find out. So I'm looking into that. And then, let's see, there's one more thing. I'd like to request to the board that you do a motion or something so Jeremy can help me with some tweaks that we want to do to the website. And he has some good ideas, and so
It's a good idea. So I'll suggest that we do a motion for website and technical assistance from Jeremy to Jill, working together.
All right, I'll second.
All approve?
Aye.
Aye.
I understand.
This is little bit you doing.
She voted.
That's gonna get you out there.
And then do you want to do the treasurer's report for me?
Yeah, they're up there.
The treasurer's report this month, we had an expected drop in our income due to our yearly closure. However, we brought in more than we did during last year's closure. That was primarily due to increasing lessons revenue that Jill's been focusing on. The Umpqua Bank process has been opened, and at the moment, Jill is working on getting comfortable with that, and so primary operations will be switched over whenever she gets to go ahead. The project of trying to get our monthly financial statements available for the public. The documents have all been gathered into a central location. And so I've been working with Jill on the best way to get those easily accessible, that they're all gathered and combined, and so just bring the next step there.
Which part of that was giving you this, we just came through, right? So that you can help her, you can, get all of those and work on.
yes, he's ready to that.
Okay.
I mean, he's ready. He's waiting for.
Right.
Great. So that would mean posting the financials online so that they would be immediately available when the agenda goes out.
Yeah, they used to be
Well, no.
attached
They don't come,
to the agenda.
we got them on Friday. So I have to send the agenda out by Wednesday, and the financials will even come until Friday. And
Well,
When Tina sends them, she sends them to all of us.
And the financial traditional going down to board members. This is trying to get it available to the general public. In a way that's easily consumable. It won't be every single file that we get attached, but it's going to be the two primary ones that you will print out, that I use when I'm looking through documents.
And those would be online so that people could.
That's the goal, yes,
Right.
anybody can
Yeah.
go back through our history and look at all the
Yeah.
documents that have gone.
So ideally, when you see the agenda go up, if you're looking at it online, you can just click on the August financials and you would go to where they're posted.
Oh,
Would be
that,
my
At
vision.
that does sound nice.
At least until Friday.
Yes. Yeah, it might not be the first day, but
Another option might be a link on the website, but
Yeah.
that's the part that we're working through, Jill, trying to find something we can pull off.
putting a board package together that's fully digital is the goal. And that saves all of the having to wait for everything and waiting to know that it's out there.
Well, I know it's not exactly the same thing, but as you're talking about you're working together, I'm hoping that we're going to be moving forward. And Julie, we're talking about doing some of the fundraising stuff to get us online for everything, for swim lessons to be online. So that if I wanted to sign up for swim lessons or a party, I can just click on and can sign up. I think now it's pretty much people call and that information has to be inputted, which takes a lot of your time and your staff's time, from what I understand. So I'm hoping that that's something that we can look at as far as the financing.
That's exactly.
Like, I think there's some people, I mean, for example, that are, the internet person I just know from readers like Peak. I mean, there's just some people in the community that I think can help us try to look for some options so that we can get online. That'll be so different for us to have that option.
We are starting to look into that.
Yeah, Jill's done some work on it. We hope to have a donation button on the website. And then, for example, when you go to Breeders, we could have materials that have a little Q code on it. So when somebody says, I'd like to donate, well, take a picture of this, and it'll come up on their phone, and they can just fill out the donation while you're standing there watching.
Well,
I was total side note, but I was at the Almonds the other day, at a table. They have their QR code in the wood for the menu. You just put your phone, and it brings the menu right up. So people are getting really used to using QR.
Yeah, it took a while. But yeah. And for things like registering for some of them, you know, if you're dealing with an age group where the parents expect it, the kids expect it.
Right.
I know the kids do. I mean, the kids are ahead of us, you know, as far as their knowledge of the online options.
But everybody's kind of come along in that journey, right? I mean, I can remember when ATMs were new, right? But now everybody just assumes that it's out there. I shouldn't say that in front of Jeremy, though.
They don't even use that. They use Venmo.
Right, right.
Okay. Sorry.
No, I think that's good. Anybody have any questions? Okay.
It seemed like in the profit and loss previous year comparison that there was a lot of changes. Looks, if I'm reading it right, like revenue was down across the board, but we had significant legal fees. So that's
And we do. We've
kind of
had-
troubling.
had a situation that was unpredicted that caused that, as you're aware. So along with situations.
I know, but when I was on the board 2 years ago, I didn't even know we had a legal fund.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Until you guys came along, then it's in the forefront. Huge differences from one column to the other.
And one difference too is I believe last year's shutdown was slightly different timing. So we were down middle of August or middle of September. I think last year was a 2-week.
Last year was next month, so if you're in a comparison, you have to compare this month to next month.
Yeah, it was actually September that took the hit last year. So this report's not that helpful for that analysis.
And also, we had board training. Actually, it was a public meeting training that the lawyer did, so that was in.
Oh,
was in
that's
that was the biggest part of the legal so far.
That was in June. We paid her in July.
Can we understand why our family passes went down from 4,700 to 16? I mean, that's significant.
You're looking at July?
Which report
this-
are you looking at? The profit and loss, or the comparison?
Profit loss.
So we didn't,
July, August 25 and July, August 24. That's a lot of change in here.
Yeah, if you want specific, if you want me to dig into specific things about that, the best thing to do is send me an email, because I got all the data spread out. In fact, I got an email to send you with some of it that'll help us both look at it. We can dig in more. That would be easier, because I don't have that spreadsheet defined. So if you send me an email, we can both look at the numbers you're looking at and try and figure things out.
It would be great if
I don't know what there is to figure out.
it also, well, it also depends on when the renewals happen, when people decide to renew their pass. And I do know that we've extended some,
we did get some employees.
yeah, so this may be later that they'll purchase, so we may see a change.
It'll be helpful when we have this online, we can just pull it up.
Yes, right.
Yeah, and it's update on all expired at the same time. We've had different start dates for different programs, lessons moved around date to date. But overall, I mean, with the shutdown, of course, you save labor, but have expenses, but we're doing very well on budgeting side. A lot less was spent this year, and we did not go down for the 3 months that we anticipated, so there are dollars that were put in there that will come back into the general fund. Okay. Okay, and let's see, we have comments from Rose Press and, I'm sorry, and Robert. Sorry. Whoever wants to go first. And Robert, you want to start with that?
Sure. So I just wanted to bring the board up to date with what's happening with the Friends of Women Pool. So, we're finally all good with our bank accounts. We finally got our checks. So we're at a position now where we can start soliciting donations and grants. We have a couple of very able and eager grant writers on our team. So if you come across any you'd like to throw our way that require 501c3 to execute, then we're ready to do it. And we're also beating the bushes on our own. In addition to that, I made contact with the Friends of Malala Pool, and I will be attending their meeting the first week of October, and for an exchange of ideas and kind of learn from their experience and what the good things they're doing up there, so that maybe we can incorporate some of those things in our activities as well.
Nice, that's great. Are you guys afraid of quick turnaround stuff if we get some, not the 1 day thing, but if we get something?
1 day would be quick, but
Yes.
we could get things
So
done.
if we
It
came
would
across
have to be
something.
4 weeks, that would be nice, maybe
Right.
2.
Okay.
Are you meeting with the Friends of the Pool at Malala?
What's that?
You're meeting
Yes,
at
I'll be meeting with the Friends of the Malala Pool on the 8th of October.
on the 8th.
So how does that work? I mean, I know you're fundraising, but then how do you, since I'm new, how does it work as far as picking and choosing how that money would be used?
So right now, we're going, all of the funds that we donate will be earmarked, and we'll work in cooperation with the board to decide how to earmark those funds. Currently, everything's going to the vet fund, and of course, that's a big concern right now. How we're going to have enough money to do that next year. But I heard mention today of donating money for swim lessons. I'd like to know more about what your thoughts are there. I know that's something that the Malala Pool also do, is that they raise money to support swim lessons for needy families.
And one of the things I heard from them before is that instead of just giving the money that they raise, they will sometimes like buy a bunch of family passes or a bunch of youth passes and then share them out. Are you guys thinking of things like that also?
Well, not specifically, because that needs to be, I mean, worked out with, I think, with the board, whether if you want to do like a subsidized rate, and maybe we can contribute to that. Yeah, there are different ways of parsing that.
Yeah, in that case, they had a specific organization, preschool.
Yes,
So the parents
yes,
of the
well,
preschool.
Yeah, one of the
donated.
members is very focused on preschool.
Yes,
Well, and I
it's a
think
very
we're,
nice group.
I think we're very focused on PEP right now, so I think that's the most important thing, and those things will be great when we get there, but if clearly the pool repair is done.
But
we're gonna
as
keep
the
going.
details get worked out, you know, I see, you know, really good opportunities there for earmarking specific items to support that, like we've discussed in the past. There's the starting blocks, there's the flags for the backstrokes,
That's what I
there's the
remember.
entry ladders, and, you know, all those things that we have to keep in place because of the changes to the levy of the pool. So those are things that we could take to potential donors and say, how would you like to buy a starting? You know, that sort of.
And those can have names
Great.
on them, right? Those can have names, starting blocks, so they could be
Oh, yeah.
advertisement donations too, right?
Yeah,
Right.
I think that's a great idea. We look forward to it. It's a nice conversation to be had.
So I also have one observation, not related to the Friends of Living Pool, but in relationship to the job description. The one thing I thought was missing was a requirement for the person to be able to do lifeguard instruction in order to bring new lifeguards to our pool. So that seemed to be something that was missing.
It was an option. It had been included in the past. There's some labor language that needs to be considered when you are putting a restriction, a physical restriction on a role, and it was advised against. So as long as the director is managing sufficiently the ability of the pool to instruct lifeguards, it does not have to be that individual.
Well, I hope we'll find out what the plans are for bringing on lifeguards.
Oh,
instruction.
definitely, yeah. We're actually going to offer, I shouldn't speak for Jill, but we're going to offer lifeguard instruction, training at the pool to not only our own lifeguards, but to anybody who would like to come, and try to turn that into a little bit of revenue.
So that would be an outside organization that comes in to do that training.
Strong Refuge has done it in the past.
Right.
And that's who has been doing the
So rather
lifeguard
than having
instruction.
it in-house, that's something that,
Once we do it, we will have it in-house, because we will train our people to be lifeguard instruction, lifeguard instructors, and then we'll offer it more fully.
okay, all right.
So I think the plans are there, but it's a very good comment.
Yeah,
And
it just
I
seemed
think
like
anything
something
you
missing.
see that we can grow, I would like to see us offer lifeguard training to the public, you know, being other pools or other people with need. We also are going to do recertification. We have some medical students who have previously been lifeguards in another life, and they're interested in both recertifying and then becoming instructors. So I think we'll have a pretty good size
Yeah,
pool.
I think that's really important to have.
Yeah,
Because
it's
we
the
need to
intention.
train our own staff to have them available.
That's exactly right, yeah.
We can't count on other
That's correct.
organizations to train people for us.
Yeah, that's very true.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, Rose Crest.
So I wanted to address some concerns regarding board member conduct and transparency. I have this typed out, Jeremy, so you don't have to type it. I'll just hand you a copy. At the August 18th meeting, board member Julie Miller requested that the board be apprised of the content of meetings with Jill Smith. Kim Kendall responded that, quote, "The meetings have been happening once a month for forever." She added that they were meeting once a week for a meeting with Will and twice a month to sign checks. This account does not reflect what I observed as an employee working at the pool during the same period. After former director Laura Angler went on leave, I personally witnessed board members Kim Kendall and Darla Ballmer meeting with Jill Smith every Monday for at least an hour. I noted the times of these meetings as they often disrupted my work when I needed Jill's approval for tasks in progress. These meetings did not coincide with those with Will Lewis of the Lebanon Community School District, as was stated at the August board meeting. In fact, those meetings were frequently canceled, and when they did occur, they were typically held on Tuesdays. For example, the week of July 21st, Kim Kendall and Darla Bowman met with Jill from approximately 11:45 a.m. to 1:15 p.m. on the 21st, 23rd, and 25th. There was no agenda for a board meeting to be made, nor were there paychecks to sign. Concerned, I contacted board member Julie Miller to ask if she was aware of these meetings. During the August 18th meeting, Jill, Kim, and Darla all claimed they were not giving Jill directions about employees. Jill stated, "Nobody's giving me direction on how to do my job. And I know that's not okay, and I will make sure that doesn't happen." Yet on Monday, June 16th, directly following an hour-long meeting with Kim and Darla, where checks were signed, Jill returned to the office and said, "They told me you are not to work 40 hours a week because the position wasn't approved." My response was, "What? I've been working 40 hours a week since October, and now they have a problem? Well, I'm going to pitch a fit. What about the other employees that are working close to 40 hours a week?" Jill replied, "Okay, well, just put a note in your timesheet that says you were covering for someone in case they ask." On Wednesday, June 18th, Jill told me that Kim and Darla no longer wanted me handling the audiovisual for board meetings because they, quote, "don't want to pay me for it," end quote. She added, Kim said, "How hard can it be?" Both these conversations occurred privately without a third party present, which is contrary to HR guidance from Special Districts Association of Oregon. In another instance in July, I arrived at work to find both Jim Knock and Jill reviewing swim club files. When I asked what they were doing, Jill explained that Darla had texted her the night before at 9:30 p.m. requesting a full accounting of swim club membership, who had paid, what was owed, and membership status of participants. While this information is indeed important, I agree, this again demonstrates a board member directing Jill without the knowledge or consent of the entire board. The results of this direction have not been presented at a board meeting. This is not an isolated occurrence. I personally experienced Darla giving me instructions on multiple occasions in form of suggestions and witnessed similar behavior towards Laura Lee Engler. Although I understood that Darla had no authority to direct me, I do not feel comfortable refusing because of the power dynamic. How do you say no to someone who signs your paychecks? In fact, I witnessed it. I witnessed her direct. We all witnessed it at this meeting. Darla suggested something to Amber. She can't say no. While Kim and Darla may not be dictating the details of Jill's duties as aquatics program manager, they have clearly been giving her instruction on how to perform the director's job. More than once, Jill confided to me that they were telling her what to do, and that she went along because she wanted to keep her job, saying, "I am there, yes ma'am." This is particularly concerning given that Jill has previously served as interim director, has worked for the district for around 20 years, and requires no outside direction to operate the pool or manage the budget. I recognize that Jill may present a different account in public meetings, speaking before her superiors under fear of retaliation. Similarly, I have remained silent until now out of my own fear of further retaliation. However, I can no longer remain quiet. I urge the board to do better, and I urge the public to hold the lab board accountable. The public and all board members deserve full transparency in the operations of the governing board of the Lebanon Aquatic District.
Thank you for your comments. I will apologize if my language or style caused you concern, and thank you for backing up the thought that Jill is the perfect person for the director's job, because that's exactly why we promoted her. I will be more careful with my language, Jill and Amber, but I truly work very collaboratively, and I do feel their suggestions. So
I think you feel we work collaboratively, but I have seen on the other side of things how it is not received as collaborative.
I'd just like to say that that is one person's opinion. I don't agree with a lot of that comment. It's just hearsay. That's unfortunate.
Of course you would say that, but you know.
okay, well, I think that was
Just for me, I mean, because I'm new to the board, I would love to just kind of listen to that and absorb it all. There's a lot of dates. I mean, I get usually remember what I ate and the day before yesterday, And so for me, I mean, to have all the dates and all that, okay. So I was trying to take it all in.
Yeah, I take notes at the end of my day, and I take notes about important conversations so that I remember them, because I've had a previous head injury, and so I'm just used to taking information down and like, oh, I had this discussion. I've been journaling for the past, well, not to out myself, but for the past 35 years, I've had a journal of my day. And so it keeps me on track with what I'm doing. So it was easy to just go back and look.
And you should get a copy of this, Gary.
Okay, yeah, that'd be great.
Okay. Rose Taylor?
My concerns were already addressed.
Okay, thank you very much. And anyone else on the board? Any remarks from the board of directors?
I just want to let everyone know that we are working on the room at the pool. We will probably move back. I don't know if it will be by October, but we will be keeping you guys up to date on when it will happen.
Okay.
So,
Yes,
okay.
please.
As y'all know, I'm the newbie on the board, and it seems that I've fallen into the position of communications, which is kind of what I do. I think I'm a communicator. So, and just so you know, I do go to greeters every Friday, and the last 2 weeks I was asked to join the ambassadors. So now I am an ambassador. And just FYI, Dr. Jeannie Davis, who's at the DO program, and I are going to be the ambassadors that are the links to all the Christmas activities. So I guess we'll be dressed in lights and stuff, but that's okay. I like Christmas. Anyway, the ambassadors every year have a conference for ambassadors from all over the state, and they prepare, like in multiple organizations, they have baskets, and the baskets are kind of like this silent auction or whatever. We didn't really have anything for the board to put in there, so I had a mug. I had a mug designed, and they really liked it. So it was etched with our information. So that was our contribution to the basket. There were actually five baskets, and they represented all aspects of Lebanon. I mean, there was one basket there were two baskets that had like wines and beers, and there were baskets with different kinds of clothing, and then from the schools there were mugs and different items. So this was, if you wanted to see it, we have a copy of that. I have met very briefly with Jason Adamson, who's a lieutenant of the fire department. And you might know on October the 5th, they're doing it's a Saturday, they have a pancake breakfast, and then they're going to have different booths there. So I will be going actually with some of the physical therapy students, and the DO students will be there as well. But what's important is that Jason said that they would like to partner with the pool, because as I said in my opening kind of remarks when I was elected, I said that swimming knowledge is very important to me, and the fire department is also interested in that. They would like to partner with some activities that have to do with swimming safety. So that's something I will be doing in the future. Kim and I attended a presentation by the indoor shooting range. It was a presentation on situational awareness, and we're thinking about looking at that for an option for all kinds of options. My church is thinking about using it. It was really interesting. I've been to many active shooter presentations because I'm an educator, but this was very different. It's kind of like you walk into Walmart, what do you look at? And I was like, I don't know. But it was situational awareness. It was an hour presentation, which I thought was really excellent. Anyway, let's see. I went to the school board meeting. I've already mentioned that. I met with the Doctor of Physical Therapy students, and I went there to talk to them, two of the classes, about working for us, working for the pool. And there is a lot of interest, but and I've got students that are ready to paint. They're very interested in the muralist competition that Julie and I will be working on, where students will do an 11 by 14 or so picture, and then we'll have different ways that community people can vote, and then we'll choose murals, and then those will be painted on the walls, maybe outside and inside. We're not totally clear on that, but they are very excited. one of them said to me, I want to do it because in my family you can only be one thing, and I didn't get to be the artist. He said, so now I'm here and I can be an artist. And I said, okay, good. You know, so you can paint. The one thing I wanted to bring to your attention is that we do have students in both the doctoral programs interested in being the lifeguards or WSIs, but the thing is that our pay scale is below what is offered pretty much in the whole community. So I did contact Jill and ask her. So we are, it is what the hourly is.
For the beginning, the high school students that get their first job and they start at the pool, make $15.25 to start, and then as soon as they work their way up to lead guard, then we pay lead guard $17.
And I'll just give you one example. At Panda, we looked at Panda, and Darla has a lot of the figures. For example, at Starbucks, they start at $21 an hour. Isn't that amazing? Plus, they get to eat, and they get benefits, and they get college support. Now, I went to Burger King the other day, and I'm driving through, and the guy goes, would you be interested in giving an extra $1? He said, I'll give you some coupons. And this is because they have an education fund. I mean, but Taco Bell, Walmart, I mean, virtually everyone in town pays more than we do. So to me, if we're going to get qualified instructors, people wanting to train, and I told students there'll be training available, and that was important to them. But if we're going to do that, we're going to have to be competitive in our pay scale. So that's just my personal plea to us to start looking at how we can move that ahead. So anyway, so these are just some examples of what I've been doing. So I think, like I said, this is kind of me in the community. You know, I kind of have my hands in a lot of different things, but I think the DO and DPT students can be so valuable to the pool. I mean, I told them there's going to be all kinds of opportunities where they can work, particularly with Julie and I on community type of things, and they're all in. They have to do 30 hours. Each one has to do 30 hours of community service. For example, we're going to be involved in some of the reading programs. I'm going to get to tell Will today, but we're helping with the K through 3 since that's a big problem. So anyway, that's kind of neat for my communications.
And thank you for all you're doing. Your community outreach has been very helpful. And I have a comment. I'm sorry, Julie, did you have any? I have a comment. We have training rescheduled to October 24th at 3 p.m. for the ethics public meeting training that we are going to. And beginning in October, we have a request that if you know you're going to want to speak, if you could email, we have a email point of contact, and we can put it on the website in a minute. I think the form is on the website. Yeah.
What time October 24th?
For our meeting in October.
What time?
3.
Oh, I'm sorry.
She said 3.
Training.
And it's 2.5 hours, right?
Yes, it's 2.5 hours. And this will be by the Ethics Commission directly rather than a third-party supplier. And then there is follow-on training to all of this, but we'll start with this first one.
Will it be taped?
I did ask the question about being able to do it. She's not able to have a mixed crowd in her session, like we'd all have to be online or we'd all have to be in person. So if we sat in the room and we all had laptops, then we could have you online remotely, so we can talk about trying to make that work. But she said they're so new to this, it would be better if you, I was going to mention you separately, I'm sorry, that if you want to sign up separately, that way you get to pick your session and you're not trying to coordinate.
Yeah, 3 o'clock is tough for most people.
And I thought so. Yeah, I knew you had mentioned it wasn't a great time for you. So probably easier if you go on their website and just pick an online session is what she thought. And she said most boards are working that way because it's so hard to get everybody on the same schedule. Okay, and then just like I was saying, in October, if you could fill this out and submit it online, that will be helpful. And Jill, I will forget the request to address the appointment. And did you have anything? Yes?
All right, I will make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I will second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Great, thank you, everyone.
You got us out.
Sorry? Thank you.